We have with us tonight someone who has suffered terribly because of illegal immigrant crime. Sergeant Brandon Mendoza was a 13-year veteran of the Mesa Police Department in Arizona. On May 12, 2014, he was hit head-on and killed by a drunk driver heading the wrong way on a freeway. The driver had been in the country illegally for more than 20 years. Sergeant Mendoza's mother, Marianne, joins us now in the studio. It is great to see you. Thank you for being here. We've talked a couple of times over the years because of your testimony about your son and what he represents, his story, the kind of man he was. And I'm so impressed with your poise and your dedication to continuing his memory and maybe help us learn something here. You heard what I said in the monologue. What is your reaction?
I'm very disappointed in the senators, that represent Arizona to begin with. They've had this type of information readily available, and they choose to ignore it, and they choose to act like Arizona does not have a problem, and we have a huge problem. And I thank you so much for bringing attention to so many of the deaths that have happened in the last couple weeks. This happens so much. More people are killed yearly by illegal aliens in the United States than were killed on 9/11. And this is what people don't understand. It's a slow, methodical, continual thing all year long.
And when you think about the critics of President Trump for bringing this issue to light, they say, well, you're painting with a broad brush. Not all illegal immigrants commit these types of crime. They're people just coming here to have a better life. What do you say?
That's true. But, a lot of these people who killed our children came here for a better life, and something happened. And the politicians in Washington right now, they're the very ones who are giving this monster a voice and letting these illegals think that they have a right to demand what they're demanding from our politicians. They have no place in American politics. None.
And does it elicit a strong reaction from you? I imagine it does, when you see the American media so heavily invested in covering the stories of illegal immigrants who fear deportation. I mean, almost every day. I mean, on radio, we call them immigration sob stories. Yet your story, the stories of so many other mothers and fathers, brothers and sisters like you, without President Trump and maybe talk radio, maybe Fox, I don't know where they get a voice.
We don't. And that's the unfortunate thing, because the liberal media and most publications in the United States only publish those type of stories. It tries to evoke, sympathy to fit their agenda.
Do you not deserve sympathy?
Absolutely, 100%. I'm more angry now than wanting sympathy, because I feel for my fellow Americans who are in the future going to be affected by illegal alien crime. And that's what each and every one of us at AVAC stand up for. That's why we're fighting the fight we fight. We don't want this to happen to another family. And I put a message out to the politicians, Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer. Which child of yours would you look in the eye and decide that they're the ones who you give up to an illegal alien criminal to support the agenda that you're supporting?
I mean, it sounds harsh to say that, but it does seem
that's what they had us do.
They are willing to say, well, this is just going to be the price that we have to pay.
Collateral damage.
In order to be a welcoming, open country, the Statue of Liberty, bringing you tired, you're poor. I mean, it's almost like that's where we are, because they turn their head away from your story.
Right.
And so many others like you. And Arizona, this is what drives me crazy. John McCain, God bless him, I know he's suffering with cancer and it's a horrible thing. But John McCain is coming back for another bite at the apple, pushing this huge amnesty, no border wall.
Right.
No end to chain migration. I don't think real change of visa lottery that it's significant. Jeff Flake, who's very unpopular in your state, he's retiring because he's so unpopular. Another big pro-illegal immigrant senator. And yet Arizona is ground zero for illegal immigration. I don't understand. And so many people I meet say, how are these guys representing us? How are they representing? I mean, it's stunning to me.
It's a lasting impression that Jeff Flake's going to give, the type of legislation that he's going for. And unfortunately, the same with John McCain. But the thing is, this has been a problem for 20 or 30 years in Washington. The immigration problem cannot be fixed. The illegal alien problem cannot be fixed until they start at the beginning and get rid of the criminals, secure our borders. They come back over repeatedly. You can't fix DACA and Dreamers without having a hand on what's happening with all the criminals in our country. You have to get rid of them, and you have to protect Americans. We need to come first.
Marianne, thank you so much for joining us, and we will not forget your son, Brandon. Thank you so much.